Hi guys, it's Beverly. So, the best of Mary Maxim Ripple Afghans. Okay, we're going to talk about the home for the weekend throw. There's the picture of it, including the border. And this is a paid-for pattern. This book will be linked below. It's possible, I believe, to get this on eBay. And if I find a link, I will link it below. Also, the pattern, the Home for the Weekend Throw, I believe is a digital download. I can link that below. So that makes this a paid-for pattern. I did a tutorial. I did not show this pattern, but I did the tutorial because there was so many people that were requesting it. It's got the video of the blanket tutorial. Is there a picture of it? It's down here. Of the blanket tutorial, received a lot of views. I can double check and see how many, but I had several requests to complete the border. When I made my blanket, I just did single crochet because by the time you make a large blanket like this, you're pretty much ready to be done with it. The border had an additional 5 rows to it. I'll show you another picture, a better picture of it. Okay, there is a better picture. Okay, so you can see that there were 5 rows to this border. I had at least 3 people request for me to do a tutorial on this border. Personally, I found some problems for myself. I checked in Mary Maxim's website under pattern corrections, and if you scroll to the bottom of that website, you will see a link to pattern corrections. There were no corrections for this pattern. So based on my use, I made 2 different corrections, if not 3, to get my border complete. So I can understand why some people had problems with the border and requested help. So without further ado, I am going to start the video portion that's the tutorial. This has made this video over 2 hours long, I believe. More than an hour for sure. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you're able to complete your blanket. Thank you so much for watching. See you later. Hi guys, it's Beverly. Okay, here's the beginning of the tutorial on the border for the Home for the Weekend Throw. Now what I've done here is, let's see, I gotta turn it this way and hope you guys see it. I'll show you guys later, but you can see this is the first 11 rows of the blanket. And what I did is, because I made this blanket probably 2 to 4 years ago, and I've had several requests for the border of the blanket tutorial, and I don't have the original blanket anymore. So I made the first 11 rows, which is the repeat. So what happens is you can watch my other tutorial, which is linked below, that will show you how to make the blanket. Now this is 85 stitches, I believe. The blanket pattern is 180 stitches. The blanket is in the book called Ripple, The Best of Mary Maxim Ripple Afghan. Now this, I believe this book is still available. If not, I also believe that you could probably get it off eBay too. And I believe, which I've got to investigate all these things, I believe, that you can buy this specific pattern as a digital download. So the original video, which is linked below, shows you how to do the blanket. So this 11 rows is the repeat, and you would determine your colors. According to this, it uses 4 different colors, or you can do it in a solid or whatever. And what I ended up doing was I bought the ombre yarn from Red Heart, you know, that changes colors in a fading type pattern. I want to say gradient, but I'm not sure if that's the word. So like I said, I made the blanket, but when I made it, I just did a single crochet border, okay, and a single crochet down the sides, down the edges, and so I didn't do this border. Now if you take a look at the picture, which I hope I can show it really good, here's the picture, and you can see it does have an extensive border. So what I did was I stopped where this gray part is, and I just did a row of single crochets all the way around, and I was done. But everybody has been asking me to try and do the border, so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so on the pattern, after you've skipped, you know, you made your whole blanket, it says to use your master color, which that's what this is. And I'm not giving you a copy of the pattern because it's a paid for pattern. So it says at the end of your repeat rows for your blanket, and you have the length that you want, okay, it says do not cut the yarn, okay, so you leave it connected, and it says you do not turn the blanket, because with this blanket you were turning it every row, but this says do not turn. Okay, then it says with the master color to chain 3. So here I got the right hook, yes. Okay, so I'm going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then that's going to form your corner space. Now working down the side edge, single crochet around ends of rows. Space singles so that they lay flat along the side and don't pucker or ripple. So I did my chain 3, and I'm going to turn on my side, and I'm going to do a single crochet. I like to get 2 loops. So let's see if I can bring this in a little bit closer. Okay, so I'm just going to go probably in the side of that first double crochet. Make sure I get 2 loops on my hook, okay, and do a single crochet. And so then what you end up having is your loop of your chain 3, and then you have your next stitch. Well, right below there is a single crochet row, so I'm going to do a stitch in the single crochet row. And then I'm going to skip down to do a single in the side of that double crochet. So that's what I'm going to do. So there's the next row is the single crochet, so I'm going to do a single crochet in that, and then the next one in the side of the double. So I'm sure you guys know that. So I'm going to meet you at what would be the end of your blanket on the bottom row. Okay, so I finished going down the side edge. So I have my chain 3 up here, and I went in the side of the stitches. So I went a single crochet in the side of the double, a single crochet in an opening by the single crochet row, and I'm down to the bottom. Now I probably should have woven these ends in because they're going to probably confuse you, but we'll hide them. There you go. Because I wasn't sure how many stitches and I had to add enough stitches. Okay, so I went into the last side of the double crochet. Okay, so then it says go to the next corner and chain 3, working an unused loop at the beginning chain. Okay, so what that is you know how when you started your blanket, okay, you have your tail coming off. So what they want you to do is go down into that original, see, this is the original first row. Sorry, guys. And do like a slip stitch or whatever to get inside that. So see where I'm at? This is the bottom row, and I'm in the very, very first chain. And here's your slip knot and your tail. Trying to get it in the video. Slip knot and tail. Okay? So it says to chain 3 in there. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Then it says single crochet in each stitch to the next corner, working along the other side. So what we're going to do is the whole width of your blanket, see, mine's only 85 stitches, but yours is going to be 160 stitches. We're going to do a single crochet into each one of these stitches. Okay, now in your chain 2 sections, you're going to do 2 single crochets in the chain 2 space. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. Single crochet all the way around, and then when you get to the chain 2 space, do 2 single crochets. So basically it's a row like we did on our even rows when we created our blanket. Okay, I'm going to meet you back. Okay, guys, so I went along the bottom just like I did row 2, and it's curling just a little bit, but that's fine. And so now what I'm getting ready to do It says now working along the other side, work single crochet as before to the corner. All right, so what that means, do 1 single crochet in the side of the double, 1 single crochet at that single crochet row all the way up to the top edge. And then we're going to work a single crochet in each stitch and in each chain 2 space. We're going to put 2 singles, and then we're going to join with the slip stitch to the base of the beginning chain 3. So I'm going to go ahead, because I know it takes, time to go up the side and then around the top edge. And I'll meet you back when I get over here to that first chain 3. And I know with your work it's going to take you a long time, so you can pause the video, stop the video, whatever. And when I get ready to finish row 1 of the border, I'll be back. And I forgot to tell you to make sure you chain 3 before you start down the side. Chain 3 when you finish the side and you start the top edge. So don't forget your chain 3s in the corner. See you in a little bit. Okay, I went along the edge, and this is the top edge of my blanket. So I'm over here to the last couple stitches, and it says cross the top edge to the beginning corner space, which is my chain 3. Join with the slip stitch in the base of the beginning chain 3. Okay, so I have a couple more single crochets I want to finish. So I did 2 in the chain space, and then I should have 3 single crochets, and then it says to do a slip stitch in the base of the chain 3. So I'm just going to do that first stitch where I started the chain 3. So like here's the chain 3, and I just did it on this beginning side of it, and it said to slip stitch that, so I pulled it through. Then it says to break the master color and fasten it off, and I just fasten it off by pulling it through. Okay, now I have some red yarn over here. Now join color 1 with a slip stitch in the same corner space and chain 1. Okay, so it says to join it in the corner space. So how I join it, oh, is there a knot right here? There's a knot right here. Okay, so how I do it is I do a slip knot. Okay, I put it on my hook, and I'm going to go in the chain 3 space and slip stitch in the chain 3 space. So I'm going to slip stitch it so it's slip stitched, and then it says to chain 1. Okay, so I chained 1, and it wants me to do 5 single crochets in the same space, and there's a comma. So that's what we're going to do first. So I'm going to do 5 single crochets in that chain space. So we slip stitch chain 1, and now here's our first single, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I have 5 single crochets in that chain 3 space. Now it says working in the back loop only, single crochet in each single crochet to the next corner space. Okay, so to me that is very easy to do. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do 1 single crochet down the whole entire side of your blanket in the single crochets that you've just made in the back loop only. So that means we're going to have a little gray, in my case, ridge. Okay, then when you get to this corner right here, you're going to do 5 single crochets in that corner, and then I'm going to meet you back. Okay, so I'm going to move this so you can see it. I did my 5, and then I did a single crochet back loop only in each stitch. Then I came to this corner. I did 5 single crochets in the chain 3 space. Now I'm going to turn my work. Now it says single crochet in each of the next 11 single crochets. So that means we're going to be working up here to this corner or dip or whatever we're going to call that. Ripple. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do 11 single crochets. Over the center 5 double crochet group. So that's what they're calling that, okay? So 11 spaces are between the center. So figure out where the 5th single crochet or 5th double crochet is over here, and we're going to work 11, and hopefully we'll have the right amount. Okay, see you in a minute. Don't forget, back loop only in those 11 single crochets. Okay, now I noticed when I wanted to start my first one here, it was kind of hidden under these 5. So pull this back to the right a little bit if you need to get that stitch. Also, I went over here and I counted my 5, and I put a stitch marker in the middle one. So that is the point where we're gonna reach for. So there should be 11 stitches in between here. So we'll see how we do. Okay, so you get your 11 stitches, and then what we're going to do is chain 2 and skip 2. Okay, so I just wanted to come on here and tell you that you're not going to fill this whole space with singles. You're going to have 2 before the center that you're going to skip. Okay, so count this. Okay, I got my 11 in here. There's the corner. I have my 11 in here. I'm going to chain 2, skip 2, and then do 5 single crochets through both loops in the next single crochet, and it's going to be over the center of the group of 5, the row below. So they're just adding that extra wording in there that we don't need. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain 2, skip 2, do 5 single crochets in that stitch. Then we're going to chain 2, skip 2, and proceed with the rest of the row. Okay, so what I did here was we did our 5 single crochets, chain 2, skip 2. Then I came down 9 stitches in the back loop to, we got to this little point. Now if you take a look at your work, the 9th stitch appears to me that it is in that first chain 2 stitch. So that means it says to single crochet 3 together. So the next one, which is in the chain 2 space, the center, and the next one are the 3 that we're going to single crochet together. Okay, so those 3. Here is our peak, I guess we're going to call it. Then you have 1, 2, 3, and we're going to single crochet those 3 together. Okay, now does it say both loops? I'm going to do both loops. Okay, so I'm going to go into the first one and pull up a loop. Go into the stitch that is above the peak, pull up a loop. Go into the next stitch, which I'm going to choose the stitch, the first stitch of the chain 2. First stitch of, okay, let me say that again, and I'll show it to you. So what I did was I did the 9, and the 9th stitch took away one of the stitches that's the chain 2 space. Then I drew up a loop in that stitch, drew up a loop in this stitch, and moved over to draw up a loop in the first of the 2 stitches in the chain 2 space. Pulled through all 4 loops and did a single crochet 3 together. Now the pattern says to do 9 stitches and then go up to the 2 dots. Okay, so on the pattern, which I'm not supposed to show you, so I'll help you through this. So we've got our 3 together, and you understand what stitches we used. We used the last of the chain 2 singles, the center, and then the first of the chain 2 singles. Now we're going to do back loop only 9 stitches. Okay, and I'll meet you back. Okay, after our 3 single crochets together, I did 9 single crochets in the back loop only. I used my stitch marker to locate the center stitch of these 5. I'm going to chain 2, skip 2, and do 5 single crochets in this corner peak just like I did over here. Okay, chain 2, skip 2, 5 singles, chain 2, skip 2, and I'll meet you back. Okay, so we did the 9 stitches, and what we did is we went back up the pattern to the set of 2 asterisks. Okay, then what we're going to do is chain 2, skip 2, do 5 in the single crochet, chain 2, skip 2, then we're going to do 9 single crochets in the back loop. When we get down here to our peak, we're going to do 3 single crochets together. Nine single crochets in the back loop, chain 2, skip 2, 5 single crochets, chain 2, skip 2, 9 single crochets in the back loop, and then I'll meet you back when you guys come to the end of your row, and we'll do this part together. So that's the repeat for row 2 of the border. Now when you look at this pattern, the way they had to write it is very confusing. Hopefully I explained it so you guys got it. If not, run the video. When I come back, I'll probably review what I did. Okay. We're going to end up doing 5 over here in this. Good luck. Okay, guys, I've finished this edge of the blanket, and I finished the 3 together, which is in the valley, and then the peak, there's 9 here, chain 2, skip 2, 5 in the peak, chain 2, skip 2, and then I did 9, and I stopped in the back loop. Remember, these are in the back loop. Now, the last stitch that I stopped on turns out that it's the first stitch of the chain 2 singles. Gotta do is you're going to have 11 stitches. I mean, yes, 11 stitches. So there's the first 9. And then you go into the stitch here, which is the second chain. Okay, guys, so I made a mistake. In the video, you saw that blue card that I put up. And to remind you to only do 1 single crochet in this stitch, well, I did 3. So that's why I have more stitches here than I'm supposed to. So rather than taking it out, I'm going to fudge it. But if you did the same thing, you can fudge it like me. Okay? So let me kind of hold it so you can see what I did. I in this stitch right here, I don't know if you can see it, but in this stitch right here, I should have done 1 single crochet, and that's what I meant about that blue card. So now I have too many stitches here, so I have to fudge it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I told you in the video that the 9th stitch is in the chain 2 single crochet, the first one. My second one is going to be, so that makes me number 10, is going to be the second stitch in the chain 2 space. So that gives me 10, and I'm going to skip one of these stitches here because, or actually 2 stitches, because I did too many stitches. I should have done 1 single, and I did 3. Okay, so in my case, or if you didn't make a mistake, just come all the way over here, do a single crochet. Oh, it's supposed to be in the back loop. And the goal of this is to have 11 single crochets. So you have 5 in your peak, 2 chains, skip 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then we're supposed to go over here to the chain 3 space and do 5 single crochets. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and so I have 5 chain 2, 11 single crochets, and then I'm doing my 5 singles. I'm going to turn my work, and I'm going to go in the back loop only of these stitches. So this is going down your side, back loop only, and when we get to the end over here, then I'll help you back. Okay, so see you in a bit. Okay, so I just went down the side of my blanket, the back loop only, and now I'm back here to the top of my blanket, and I have my chain 3 space right here. Okay, and so it says to 5 single crochets in this space. Okay, and so this is working along the top of our blanket. Now, okay, we're supposed to do the next 12 stitches. Now, I counted, and when we get over here, we have to do 3 together in our valley. So what I'm going to have to do is push my 5 single crochets over so I can see that first stitch. We're going to be going in the back loop only, and over here, check out where your peak is, or your valley, and make sure that you have a stitch on either side of the valley stitch. Okay, so I have my 12 stitches, and then here is the valley. So the way I'm counting this is the center stitch. So I'm going to do single crochet together, single crochet together, single crochet together. So I have 12 after my 5 corner, and I did it through both loops before. So there's the first one, insert your hook, pull up a loop, the center one, and then the one next to it. You have 4 loops on your hook, go all the way through. Then it says single crochet in the next 9 single crochets. So let's see what we got. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then chain 2 and skip 2, and then we're going to be on that center peak. Okay, you guys, the count is working out. Okay, so I did this correctly. This is the valley, and I have to do 9 single crochets in the back loop only, which will incorporate that window. Okay, let's do those. Okay, so I did my 9, which included the window. Okay, then we're supposed to chain 2, skip 2, and do 5 single crochets in the top of the peak. Chain 2, skip 2, 5 single crochets. Okay, those 5 single crochets should be in both loops. I forgot to say that part. Then you chain 2, skip 2, which will take you into the first single of the window. And in the back loop, make a single crochet, back loop only in the next 9, which should take you down to the next 3 that we single crochet together. Okay, so pull up a loop, pull up a loop, and pull up a loop. So there should be 4 loops on your hook. Then it says nine single crochets, chain 2, skip 2, 5 singles in the center loop. So we're going back up. So we did our 3 together, and then we're going to do 9, which should end us up on that last stitch of the window. See you in a bit. Okay, that's where I ended up. I ended up, the last 2 stitches were over the window. So now I need to chain 2, and then I'm going to do 5 in the peak. Yes. And then chain 2, skip 2, and then do 9, 3 together, and then I think we'll do 12, but I'll meet you back before we get to the end, okay? So hopefully you got it. If not, run the video back. See you in a little bit. Okay, so after your 5, you, in the center of our peak, you chain 2, skip 2, and then you do 9 single crochets in the back loop. Then you do 3 3 single crochets together, and then you do 12 single crochets in the back loop. Yes, because you have your 9 that you do, and then you have 3 single crochets after that. I'm trying to keep it in the camera. So after your peak, you have 9 stitches, and then you do 3 single crochets, and then you join. Okay? Now, if your count comes out great, perfect. Mine's not coming out perfect. Okay? So I'm going to fudge it. Sorry, guys. I know some people don't like to fudge it, but I think I had 1 too many stitches in this 9, and I have 1 too many stitches in this 9. But I'm going to fix it, and you're not going to notice. So if yours came out perfect, or if it didn't, don't get frustrated. Fix it now. That's what I'm doing. So I have my 5, I have 9. I have my 5, my chain 2, skip 2, my 9, my 3 together, and now I'm going to do 9 and then 3 and join. Okay, because that's what the pattern says. And that will be the end of round 2 of the border. And just for reference, there are 5 rounds. So we've got 2 of the 5 done. So I'm going to wrap this row up and meet you back. So what you do is you have 12 single crochets in the back loop here, and then join with a slip stitch. And then I'll come back and we'll start row 3. I think I'm going to join a white, because this is just basically a swatch, but I think I'm going to join a white. See you in a minute. So join with a slip stitch in the first single crochet, break the yarn, and fasten off. Okay, so I'm going to, trying to get it in the camera, pull it through. Okay, so I gotta run and go get some more yarn, but it says to join your next color with a slip stitch in the 3rd single crochet of the 5th group. I'll be right back. So here's the 5th group. I don't know which way to hold it. See you in a minute. Okay, guys, so I'm going to use this yarn. It's Everyday Premier. The rest of it's been, so far, it's been Red Heart, but this is just a piece. I don't know how far it's going to go. Okay, so it says to join it. So what I usually do is I usually do a slip knot and pull it through. But I think what I'm just going to do is on here we're supposed to locate the 3rd stitch, all right? So the first stitch was where we did the slip stitch to finish the row. So then you have the next stitch, and then you have the 3rd stitch, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I joined in the wrong spot, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to do it over here. And let's take a look. So join color 2 with a slip stitch to the 3rd single crochet of corner. Okay, so I'm just going to take the yarn and just fold it and then pull it through, and then just make sure I got a long enough tail. Okay, so I went ahead and I joined my yarn in the third single crochet of the group of 5. I did a chain 1, a single crochet, and a chain 3. Now I'm going to skip those next 2, and in the back loop only, I'm going to single crochet all the way down the side of my blanket. So you would be going all the way down the side of your blanket, back loop only. I'll meet you when we get to the corner. Okay, so I went in the back loop only all the way down the side of the blanket. Now I'm here to the corner, which has the 5 single crochets. I'm supposed to chain 3, not 2, 3. Getting my other stuff tangled. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to skip the first 2 of the 5, and I'm going to do a single crochet in that third stitch. I'm going to chain 3. I'm going to skip those last 2 of the 5, and then I'm going to work 10 single crochets in back loop only after the corner. Okay, so I've got my single crochet in the third, chain 3, skip 2, and then I'm going to do 10 single crochets in the back loop. And this is on the bottom of the blanket. Okay, guys. I'm going to get myself situated here. Where do I want to be? Here's where I want to be. Oh, I'm good. Okay. Now, I think I found a problem with this pattern. Okay. On row 3 here, and if you're looking at the pattern like I am, on row 3 of the border, after the corner is made, and you'll see those words, corner made, it says to single crochet in each of the next 10. In my opinion, that should be an 11, because that's how many stitches I have. And it's also how many stitches that is mentioned in this row later. So that's why I'm going with 11. If you have 10 and it works out for you, fine. But I have 11. And in row 2, we ended up with 11 in this section. So I'm changing my pattern that there should be 11 single crochets after this corner is made. Okay, so I have my 11 single crochets in the back loop only. Now I'm going to do 2 single crochets in the next chain 2 space, and then single crochet in each of the next 2 single crochets. So there's the chain 2 space from the previous row. So I'm going to go inside there and go 1 and 2. Then I'm going to do the 2 singles, 1 in the next stitch, and one in the next stitch. And then in the center stitch, 3 single crochets in the next stitch. Okay, so those last two, I'm taking them out because I did not go in the back loop. So let's see, there's the back loop. So there's 1 and 2. Now I'm going to do 3 single crochets in the center one in both loops. Okay. Now I'm going to do 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches, 1 in each, and then 2 single crochets in the chain space. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2. Now it says to single crochet in each of the next 8 in the back loop only. Okay, so the next it says to do 3 single crochets together and then 8 single crochet. And it says to go across to the next corner. Okay, so we've got a valley, and if you look, we have 1, 2, 3, and then we should have 8 going up. So it says that repeat across. Oh, okay, so the repeat across is 3 together and the 8. So we're gonna do that together. But I just want you at this point to do 3 single crochets together. I'm gonna do them in both loops. You should be at the peak, and my count came out perfect. So I got too many loops here, so I think I yarned over in between. No yarn overs here. Okay, through 4 loops, and then we're going to go 8 single crochets in the back loop only, and I'll meet you back. Okay, so I did my 3 together in my valley. I did 8 the back loop only. Then I did 2 in the chain 2 space. Then I'm going to chain 2 and skip 2, and then I'm going to do 3 single crochets in the peak. So that's how this repeat is going to work. Okay, so then after we do the 3, okay, so you do your 8, and then you do 2 single crochets in the chain space, 2 single crochets up the side, then 3 in the middle, 2 down, and then 2 in the space, and then 8, a triple, 3 together, single crochet 8, 2 singles in the chain 2, 2 singles, 3, 2, 2, and just keep repeating that on down. I'll meet you back when I'm at the end of the row. Okay, so now I'm ready to do the corner, because this is the side. This this is the side, so I'm ready to do this corner. And over here on the pattern, it says 11 single crochets. And over here, it says 8 and 3, which makes our 11. So that's why I changed this to 11. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to do 8 single crochets after this peak. I'm trying to use the terminology. Then it says to do 8 single crochets, then do 3. Okay, so then after this peak, says to do the 8, then do 3 stitches and do your corner. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I'm supposed to have 3 stitches left, and I do. So do those last 3 stitches on back loop only, and 8 and 3 is 11. And that's why I changed that pattern from 10 to 11. Okay, then it says to make the corner. So to make the corner, you chain 2, skip 2, and in the center 1, you make a single crochet. Oh, are we supposed to make 3? We're supposed to make 3. The corners get 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, but we skip 2 stitches. Go into the center single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 2, and then we're going to do single crochet back loop down the edge of our blanket. Okay, this is the edge. Okay, so then back loop only down the edge of your blanket. Okay, so we went down the side of our blanket, back loop only, and now we're getting ready to make a corner. So to make a corner, we do chain 3, then you go skip 2, and you do a single crochet and then chain 3, skip 2 single crochets, and then we're going to go along the top of our blanket by starting a single crochet in the back loop. So the corner's made, and now we're on the top of our blanket. We're going to single crochet in each of the next 11, and then we're going to do 3 single crochets together. So do 11. Perfect. So now we have to do 3 single crochets together. And then we're supposed to do 8 single crochets back loop only. 2 2 single crochets in the chain 2 space, 2 single crochets in the next 2 single crochets back loop. So that's going up the top of our peak. Three single crochets through both loops of the next single crochet, which is the center one. Both loops. Two and three. Then we're supposed to do back loop, single crochets in each one of these next two going down the peak. 2 single crochets in the chain 2 space, 8 single crochets down to where we're going to do 3 together. Okay, and we're just going to keep following that pattern along the top of our blanket. And I'll see you when we get to the end, to the side. So just keep following the pattern, the sequence, and if you have any issues, replay the video. Okay, so my count has come out perfect. I did my last valley with 3 together, and I have 8 stitches. Then it says at the end of the row that I have single crochet in each of the last 3 before the corner. Okay, so that's what I have left. So I'm going to do 3 back loop single crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Then it says to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Join with the slip stitch in the first single crochet. So the first single crochet is in the top of that chain 3 where we joined. So I just went in and I joined it. Okay, so now it says to break the yarn and fasten off. So I'm going to cut my yarn and pull through and fasten off. There we go. And so now this completes the 3rd row of the border. We're on the top of our blanket, getting ready to go down the side again. And so it says to change color. So I'm going to change color to navy blue. And let's see, there we go. It's got a center pull, which is great. So I'll get ready here and I'll join you right back. Okay, row 4. It says join the color with a slip stitch in the last chain 3 space made. So the last chain 3 space made is right here. Okay, it was before we slip stitched, so it's right here. So we're gonna go in there, and it says to slip stitch in there. So I have my chain on my hook. I'm gonna go in where I'm supposed to the chain 3 space, pull up a loop, and the yarn is splitting. So let's make our loop a little bigger maybe, and that will allow me to get my slip stitch through there. Cool. Then it says chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Then it says 2 double crochets in the same space. Okay, so 1, 2. Chain 2, 3 double crochet in the next chain 3 space. So the next chain 3 space is over here on the other side of our corner. So we have our chain 2, which is getting us over this corner, and it says to make 3 double crochets in this corner, or chain 3 space. And I've done so many single crochets that I keep forgetting to yarn over. Make sure I got that in the right spot. And I need 3 double crochets in the spot. Chain 3 space. Okay, so that's what we got so far. So there's our corner. Okay, working in back loops only. So that's what we're going to do now. Double crochet in each stitch to the next corner. So this is, excuse me, this is the side of my blanket. So I'm going to work a double crochet in each single back loop only to the corner. Got it? Okay, I just double crocheted down the side of my blanket. Okay, so what does it say next? Make the corner. So in this corner, I have 2 chain 3 spaces. 3 double crochets in the next chain 3 space. One, 2, 3. Chain 2, 3 double crochets in the next chain 3 space. Corner made. Okay, so now we're going to be working on the bottom of our blanket. It says to double crochet in each of the next 10 single crochets. Now this is where we ran into problem before, so we'll just have to see how it works. But it might be, because I see further along in the pattern that we're doing 6 single crochets and then 4. So we're going to keep the jury open on this. So double crochet in the next 10 single crochets. Working in the back loop only. Okay, so, well, I'm seeing another count problem. So I'm going to add some skip stitches in here to get this to come out like it's supposed to. It's very frustrating, and I can understand why you guys wanted me to make a tutorial on this. Okay, so I have issues with round 4. I had an issue with round 3. Round 3. And now I'm having an issue with round 4. Okay, so here we go. We did our first corner, and we also went up the side of our blanket. I have no issues with that. We did our second corner, which I have no issues with that. Okay? But where I have issues with is the count on the bottom. Because we did 11 stitches. And over here it's counting 1 and 10. So I'm going to add some skip stitches that are not going to be seen. So here we go. So after the corner, it says to double crochet in each of the next 10 spaces. So I am going to skip the first single crochet right after the corner. So I'm just going to do a skip, run a right, a skip. Then I'm going to do 10 double crochets in each of the next back loop single crochets, and I'll be back. Okay, I have 10 single crochets in the back loop. I'm going to chain 2. I'm going to skip 2 stitches, and I'm going to double crochet in each of the next 2 singles in the back loop. According to the pattern, it says to skip a single crochet. It says to do 5 double crochets in the next single crochet, which is our peak. Both loops, 5 double crochets. So I have 3, 4, 5. The pattern says to skip the next single crochet and double crochet in the back loop of the next 2. We're going down the peak. We're going to chain 2 and skip 2. We're going to double crochet in the back loop of the next 6. We are going to double crochet the next 5 stitches together. Double crochet the next 5 stitches together. I'm going to do it in the front loop, both loops. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you should have 6 loops on your hook, which I do. So I'm going to pull it through. Then it says to double crochet in the back loop of the next 6 single crochets across to the next corner. So I'm going to review with you. So we just did the 5 together. Now we're going to double crochet 6 in the back loop. Okay, so now we're going back up the peak. Okay, so it says we have our 6. So we're going to chain 2. We are going to skip 2. And we are going to double crochet in the back loop of the next 2. We are going to skip 1, and in both loops we're going to do 5 double crochets together in that center space. I have 3. I have to pause. Four and 5. We're going to skip the next stitch, and we're going to do a double crochet in the back loop of the next 2 stitches. Chain 2, skip 2, and do a back post, back, what am I doing? Back loop, double crochet in the next 6. We're going to do 5 double crochets together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 6 loops on your hook. There we go. Double crochet in the back loop of the next 6, and I'll meet you back. Okay, so now we have to do chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the back loop of the next 2, gotta pull out some more yarn, Okay, so my camera cut out just as I was getting ready to do this peek. The storage got full. So what we did was our valley, we did 5 together, then we did 6 single crochets, we chained 2, we skipped 2. Then we do double crochet in the back loop of the next 2, skip the next single crochet, 5 doubles in both loops, and skip the next single crochet. So that's what we're going to do. So I've got my 2 doubles in the back loop. I'm going to skip 1 and do 5 doubles in both loops. Okay, so I did my 5 doubles. I skipped a single, and I did a double in each of the next 2 stitches back loop. Now I'm going to chain 2, skip 2, and double crochet in the back loop of the next 6. And I'll meet you back. Okay, so that is your pattern. And if you look at the picture, you can see our pattern looks exactly like, our piece looks exactly like the pattern's picture. Now, I'm over here to the side of my blanket, okay? So you guys go ahead and finish the rest of the bottom of your blanket. And then come back to the video to see me finish this corner. Okay? Okay, at this point, you should be to your corner getting ready to go down your side. Now, the pattern says that there should be 4 stitches here before we get to the corner. I have 5 stitches, and if you remember, on the beginning of this portion, I skipped a single crochet because the pattern calls for 10 right here. So that's what I'm going to do. So I've got my 6 and I have 5 stitches left. If you have 4 stitches left, fantastic. I think there's a mistake in the pattern, but I am going to do it like this row says, and I'm going to skip a stitch and do 4. Single crochets, and then we're going to make our corner. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. So I have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm going to do 4 single crochets like the double crochets in the back loop, just like the pattern says. Okay, so let's see what I got. I got 1 stitch left, so I'm going to count these. I should have 10. I do. So now I'm going to skip this last one and make a corner. So to make a corner, you double crochet in, you put 3 double crochets in the chain 3 space. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2. Skip over to the other chain 3 space and do 3 double crochets. Whoop. And there is my third one. And then the corner is made. Then it says we're going to go down the side. And so we're going to double crochet in the back loop down the whole entire side of the blanket. When you get to the corner, you make your corner, but I'll come back and make the corner with you. So let me move my, so remember this is my side, and then I'll make the corner with you. So meet me back when you're done with the side of your blanket, double crochet in each stitch in the back loop. Okay, so I went down the side of my blanket. I'm getting ready to do the corner. So the corner is 3 double crochets in the 3 chain space. 2 and 3. Then you chain 2. My yarn split, so let's get it together here. There we go. And then in the next you skip, and in the next chain 3 space you do 3 doubles. I need some more yarn. Okay, now we're getting ready to start the top of our blanket. And before I film that part, I'm going to review it and come back. Okay? Okay, I don't see any corrections here. I reviewed the pattern. So it says double crochet in each of the next 9 stitches. Okay, so there's in the back loop, of course. So you're done with the corner, and now we're working on the top, and do 9 double crochets in the back loop, and I'll meet you back. Okay, I did my 9 double crochets in the back loop. Now, if you look at what we have, we're at the valley. And at the valley, the pattern says to do 5 double crochets together. Okay? So we have 2 stitches left before we get to the valley stitch, and then 2 stitches on the other side. So that would give us 5 stitches. So let's go ahead and do 5 double crochets together, and I've been doing them in both loops. So I go through the first one, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I have 6 loops on my hook, so you just maneuver yourself through all those loops. And then it says double crochet in each of the next 6. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, I got my 6, and then it says chain 2, skip 2. Chain 2, skip 2, 2 double crochets in the back loop, skip the next stitch, 5 double crochets through both loops on the center stitch. I'll meet you back. Okay, I got my 5 double crochets. Skip the next, double crochet in each of the next 2 in the back loop. Whoop, I did a single. Okay. And then skip the next 2, let's see, chain 2, chain 2, skip 2, and then do 6 double crochets in the back loop, and I'll meet you back. Okay, so after that 6, then you do the 5 double crochets together because we're in the valley. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and then we're going to do 6, and then you're going to do another peak. So you finish that for the top, and if you need to rewind the video, do that. So I'm doing a valley, then you'll do a peak, and so on. And then when we get to the end of this row, or the end of the top, meet me back and we'll finish this corner and get ready for row 5. Okay, so I made it all the way across the top of my blanket, and in my case my last one was a valley. So I did the 5 together, then I did the 6, yes, and according to the pattern it says that there should be 2 stitches before the corner, and I have 3, so I am going to skip 1. If you have 2 stitches, perfect. If not, you can skip 1 with me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do 2 double crochets here. And I'm going to skip that last one. And it says, I'm going to put this white string back through this way so it's not in our way, so you can see the corner. And then so it says, join with the slip stitch in the first double crochet. So the first double crochet is probably a chain. So pull it out, because remember on our corners we have 3 double crochets. So we're going to pull this out, and I'm going to do a slip stitch in 2 loops, not 1, and do a slip stitch. Okay, and it says to cut the yarn and fasten off. So I'm going to cut the blue yarn, and then I'm going to fasten off. So that was row 4. So I did have some issues with row 4, but I got it to come out. And if you look at this, I'm very happy that it's come out like the picture. So now we're ready for row 5. Now, row 5, it says to do the master color again, which in my case would be the gray. So it doesn't really matter. I'll go run and get my yarn. Okay, now we're ready for the 5th and final row of the border. And it looks pretty easy. So we're going to make a slip knot. Okay, put it on her hook. Okay, then it says slip stitch in the first double crochet of the corner. The first double crochet of the corner. Okay, so I think that's pretty much just where we came out of, because remember we have 3 double crochets. So, and we just joined in the top of that first double crochet. So just first double crochet, do a slip stitch to join your yarn. Then it says chain 1 and single crochet in the same stitch. Okay. Then it says working in back loop only, single crochet in each double around, working 3 single crochets in each corner. And if you notice, each corner is actually that chain 2 space, remember? So we're going to do 3 single crochets in the chain 2 space. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're doing a single crochet in the back loop only, and in the chain 2 space of each corner we're going to do 3 single crochets. Join in the first single crochet that we just made now, and you're finished, and you weave in your ends. Okay guys, this pattern, I'm very happy that I did it for you guys, this tutorial. I had at least 3 people that come to the top of my head that wanted me to do this. And I'm sorry that I didn't take note and do it, because this is a nice border. I just did a single crochet all the way around on my blanket. Okay guys, I'm working on my last row, number 5. So I got my first single crochet, and I'm gonna do my next one in the back loop. Single crochet in the neck, and 2 singles in the chain 2 space. and then single crochet back loop all the way down the side. And I'll meet you back when I'm finished. Okay guys, the border is finished. So I realize this is just a swatch, but it was big enough for me to show you how to do the border. The stitch marker on the is to mark the bottom because blue is bottom, but you can see how it came out, and hopefully this helped you to complete your blanket. I think it's meant to curl and do this because it kind of looks curled in the pattern. I mean on the picture and stuff, but there's your blanket border. Sorry it took me so long to get this video done. It took me 3 days to make it. Plus, I just didn't push myself to get it done over the years. Okay, you guys, love you guys so much. If you watched this video to the end and finished your border, congratulations. Love you guys. Bye.